What's going on, guys? It's Keefe. In today's video, we're going over how you can break out of a rut really quickly. Now, before we get into that, if you're the kind of guy who's out there who's looking to improve his life in any way, hit the subscribe button and bell icon. I put out new videos every single day to help guys like you create your ideal lives. So let's get into the video. So guys, it's important to understand how you wind up in a rut. And usually when you get yourself into a rut in whatever area of your life it is, or if it's just a general rut in your life, it's usually because you've been on autopilot, right? And it's not necessarily bad to be on autopilot because, in fact, it's a good thing because it just takes mental focus off of certain things, right? Like if you had to mentally, every single time you tied your shoes or every time you were driving the car, you had to be super focused on the task, that'd be really annoying, right? So the autopilot feature is very helpful, but the problem is when it stops working in our benefit and starts holding us back. So usually when you find yourself in a rut, it's because your autopilot mechanism, your body and your mind, the unconscious programming is running in a certain way, and you just have to figure out how to break out of it. For this reason, guys, this is why it's well known that a lot of times artists or authors will travel to a different location if they find themselves having a creative block. It actually happened to me as well when I was building my YouTube channel back in, I think, late July, early August, something like that. I went to the beach for literally like a day and a half, and at the time my YouTube channel had been kind of like plateauing a little bit, and I was feeling pretty creatively blocked about it. I was feeling uninspired. I literally went to the beach for a day and a half. It's like I came back, I had new life for the project and like new life in other areas as well. Like I was just more revitalized about the idea. I had new ideas I wanted to give out and new directions I wanted to take things. So it really is, there's something about shocking the body and getting out of that program of doing the same thing over and over and over again that really gets you out of the rut quickly. So basically, guys, what we need to do is we need to get your body, get your mind out of that autopilot programming and into the new programming. This involves stepping out of the comfort zone, and there's a few different ways we can go about doing this. There's a few steps actually that you need to take, and the first one is you need to have a vision for where you're going. Like I said, guys, there's really nothing wrong with the autopilot feature as a general rule, right? Like being on autopilot is actually a good thing unless you have a reason not to be. So if you don't have a strong thing you're trying to go to, you might as well just stay in the autopilot, right? So what you need first and foremost is you need to know where you're trying to get to, and it hopefully will fire you up and inspire you, because that will make the rest of these steps here very easy. So whatever area it is, guys, maybe it's you're trying to improve your finances, or you're trying to improve your health, or you just generally want to like level up. You need to get clarity on every area that you're trying to improve in this, getting out of this rut, or the specific area, and you need to get very clear on that, because that's going to make it a lot easier to do this next step, which is to just take massive actions. You need to jolt your behavior, guys, and this is about taking dramatic action. It's about removing things that are autopilot behaviors as well. Like a lot of times, maybe you like find that your phone is an autopilot behavior. When you're just sitting around, you just happen to check your phone, right? And then you get into a funk, 30 minutes have gone by, you're not in the right state, you're not focused. For me, it was like watching political like YouTube videos and things like that, keeping up with like the media and the news and stuff like that. It's good to know, obviously, what's going on, but if it starts to consume you and put you in this program mindset, which it has the tendency to do for me, so I have to be very careful with it not to watch much of it at all, because otherwise it's just like it turns me into a rut machine, and I just don't even like think about stepping into the next part of my life. So whatever area it is, whatever attitudes or behaviors keep you in that autopilot, you need to put them in check. You need to watch them, you need to cut them out, right? So if you get distracted by dating apps or something like that, and that distracts you all day, or Instagram or whatever it is, video games, you got to cut it out, because you got to stop doing the behaviors that put you in that autopilot state, or you're just going to stay in the autopilot state. And then simultaneously, you need to take the correct actions that get you towards that goal, and you need to hit them hard, right? So like if you're trying to build your body, you need to hit the gym hard, and your body's really going to fight you, your mind's really going to fight you, because it's going to be like, well, gee, this isn't what we normally do, right? We usually sit around, we play video games, and we eat what we want to eat. Why aren't we doing all this work? I don't want to do it, right? Like your body's going to be saying all this crap to you because you're breaking out of your comfort zone, you're breaking the autopilot feature. And so you just got to know that that's happening, and realize like if you just stick with it, that will change, and your natural program will be the new thing you want to be, right? So you'll go from somebody who doesn't work out to somebody who does work out, and in fact that will become your rut, right? And so kind of what you're trying to do with a rut, obviously we want to constantly be growing, but if you can put positive behaviors as a rut behavior, that's certainly better than having negative behaviors as rut behaviors, which is what most people tend to have. Ruts, again, guys, they're also caused by lack of inspiration, right? If you're not inspired to move forward on something, you're going to fall into a rut, which is why it is incredibly crucial that you get your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions in alignment. If you're thinking about the right things, you're feeling that state about it, right? You're feeling the joy of having your own business and making money doing it, or you're feeling the freedom of having a body that you're proud of, whatever it is, and you combine that with the actions necessary, your identity will start to change very rapidly. And this is how you get into a new rut. Basically, you break out of the old rut, get into the new rut, you get into the new autopilot program that gets you to where you want to go. So it's about mental discipline at this point, and there's no way around it. And mental discipline is quite hard, right? Because you're fighting that inner voice in your head that wants to just, oh, why don't we just sleep in, or why don't we just skip the workout, or why don't we just like play video games instead of read this book on finances so that we can get our money where we want, right? So you're fighting yourself, and it's a mental battle. But they say it takes about 21 days to build a habit. So I'm very confident that if you can use your mental discipline, you can make the dramatic changes in behavior for even a week or two. You'll start to notice like it becomes easier and easier. And at 21 days, it'll just become a natural part of you. And it won't be this thing where you have to constantly fight yourself to do. And that's really what we're after, is we want to make it so that it's natural to do the things that get you in the positive direction. Guys, leave a comment and tell me a rut that you're about to break out of after watching this video. And if you got something out of it, be sure to give me a like, hit the bell icon, and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.